So do you want to get
Yeah,
started
cool.
on the deck profile?
So
Talk us through it.
goes through him. So first of all, we'll start with the Digitama. So Digimon and then 3 Demi-Meramon. So Demi-Meramons in there obviously for the draw one, trash one, just a bit of draw power, and then Xiaomon I kind of threw in there. What I threw in 2 instead of 1 mainly to try and get a bit of that retaliation if you're coming up the against like a big blocker at an end game kind of bit to try and kind of get over the likes of like a Craniamon or a Ragnar. Basically the big scary monsters that Rookie Rush can't really do much against. So
Yeah.
simple Digitama kind of little bits and bobs. So then we'll go into the rookies. So first of all, same with any Rookie Rush deck, you have all your level 2s, just the quick easy ones to try and get as many rookies out in the field as possible. So the Demi-Devimons from the BT4 starter deck, the Candlemons from the BT 101.5, and the same with the Demi-Devimon. So nice and standard. And then just because I like Gabumon, I threw in 2 Gabumon for a 3 cost, just because he's my favorite. That's it, really.
I mean, that's if ever there was a reason to play a Gabumon, that is the reason. I mean, sure, our very own Rookie Rush player in the house, Lumpchop, go to lumpchopart.com, guys. He only plays Rookie Rush because he loves Veemon. So much so he tattooed Veemon on his own leg himself. Anyway,
I've seen that. I've seen him show the tattoo logos the other day. It's cool.
Cool is a strong word. Right, carry on.
Okay. So then next level 3s that are in just for a bit of draw power. So we have Labramon, so obviously the on play, draw 1, trash 1, and then Tapermon, which is just the on deletion, draw 1. So just to get a little bit more power in the deck, so you can actually get some extra cards, see if there's anything else you can play against your opponents, and then 1 single Dracomon, just to kind of try and bring back your Trump Swords, your Night Raids, try and get something else out in the field or get over one of your opponent's Digimon. So that's all the purple rookies anyway. Cool. So then, as with any Rookie Rush deck, 4 Leomon, and then 4 2-cost Arurumon, just your generic 2-cost 5,000, playing any Rookie Rush deck, any colour. Just kind of throw that green in there, the little plants.
They're good. They're 2-cost and they've got a decent attack, so you can't not play them. They're too good, like, because then they actually have a chance of winning, unlike the rest of the rookies from all the different colours.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have a chance that they'll actually stay on the field rather than sitting there wiping your own board when you attack your opponent.
Exactly.
Then we have a little bit of yellow. So we have 2 Pulsemons, just because it's a broken card and I love Pulsemon. So it's obviously the draw one. If you have 3 or more, and then gain the memory if you have 3 or less, and then both if you have 3 equal. And then the other yellow, Lucemon, of course, the card of BT4. So I run these obviously for the recovery and then the draw, but then I have a Magnadramon in the deck as well, so it's kind of to try and get those plays out when you attack with Magnadramon. At least you can whack one of these out and get a plus as well.
Yeah.
So
and
2 handy ones.
When you,
and
have
then,
you played Lucemon a lot? Have you played down Lucemon a lot in your Rookie Rush deck? Have you found that it's been very useful? Because that's kind of a new card that I wouldn't have thought about putting in a Rookie Rush deck at all.
Like, just for kind of like the recovery in terms of trying to save yourself, I really like having it in there. Because the kind of when it gets to the end game with purple, you're going to have so much in your trash anyway that you're definitely going to be able to get them out for the 5 cost. So it kind of gives you that advantage to at least a recovery for, like, the laugh.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works.
He's definitely handy, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't run more than 1 though. I don't think. I think the 1 does the job. Then bit of the spice of the deck, which I kind of like. Just your level 4 security Digimon champions. So just kind of the main point of these obviously is trying to hopefully they land in your security, so when your opponent attacks they get on the field and then hopefully then next turn after, you're able to clear their security out completely.
Wait, what are these two? I don't recognize.
So
these
it's
two.
just a handy one. So this is the Black Adamon. 5 costs to hard play, 2 costs to digivolve, 4,000 DP. So their effect is they're just a security Digimon. So if they're sitting in your security and your opponent attacks, instead of going to the trash, you get to play them.
Brilliant, cool. And both of them do that, do they?
So yeah, both of them do that. So it's Flyamon and Black Adamons. So kind of just threw them in there to at least you kind of get that little bit extra if your opponent's attacking in. It's definitely been handy kind of like towards kind of like the middle of the game. If these pop out, it kind of gives you a really good advantage.
Oh, cool. So, I like it.
Next champion then. Yeah, I used to run a lot more of them, but then I just found I was getting like champions in my hand the whole turn and I just kept losing. So I had about 10 to 12 in originally, so I knocked that down to the 6.
Okay.
Then the last champion and another yellow is the Promo Gadamon. So this one's handy because when you play it, hard play, on play, you get a recovery +1, so it's another little bit of trying to bring back and buy yourself a bit more time. Yeah. But then if you have a purple Digimon in the field, it's a blocker as well, so it can kind of help save yourself just that little bit more.
Cool, I like it. So you're kind of a mix of yellow, green, and purple for a Rookie Rush deck. Like it's definitely something I haven't seen before, that's for sure. Gotta get it on stream, gotta share it with the world. It's good. And it's surprisingly, apart from the Lucimon, it looks very budget, which is nice.
Yeah, like it's handy. This card, the foil version of it, it's like a bit pricey at the moment, but the non-foil version of it, because it's promo, is like cheap enough, I think. I was okay. I pulled it because I was gonna buy it. I seen someone selling it for like 30 quid, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then a couple level 6s then. So as with any Rookie Rush, Puppetmon, your bog standard has to be in Rookie Rush to try and stop your opponents from doing anything card.
Yes, the big puppet
and then boy. The one that annoys everyone else who plays Rookie Rush. And then the other level 6 I have is Magnemon. And again, just have him in there for the recovery +2 and his when attacking effect. So at least if I have the likes of Lucimon or Pulsemon in my hand, I can attack and bring them out and get the effect.
Okay, yeah, that's really good because obviously it did recover to security, and against other Rookie Rush players that could be very annoying for them, which is also extremely funny.
It's a handy one. Like I wouldn't play more than one. Ideally, I'd actually like another pop. So I think I'll pick that up and probably put that in.
Another Puppetmon, is
maybe
it?
take the magnet out. Maybe take it an option instead. I don't know. Yeah, like I think I'd rather run 4 than 3.
Yeah.
But I only have 3.
That's
make do with what you have.
Literally, yep. Make do with what you got. And what's up next?
So next we have all the options cards. So every purple deck will have this Trump Sword, just a purple's Gaia Force, just a way of being able to get rid of your opponent and get them out of the way for 7 cost.
Yep.
And then obviously if this is in your security, it's one of those ones that can really help you get kind of the game win, or at least stall the game to give you the chance to do something.
Of course.
So run 2 of them. Ideally, I'd probably like to run 3, but again, make do with what you have. And then we have 4 Night Raid. So these cards basically 2 costs to play, and you can bring back any level 3 Digimon from your trash. Now none of the on-play effects activate, but it's really handy in terms of you have like the likes of Tapiamon and Labramon and Gabumon sitting in there.
Yeah.
Instead of you can bring them back for the 2 costs, get them in there. Attack with Tapiamon, get your draw. Basically, it's just handy being able to, for a cheap cost, bring back your rookies.
Okay, yeah. Night Raid is a very good card in general anyway.
Yeah.
In just a normal purple deck, because I've just started playing purple, so I'm kind of tested about with a little bit of it, but I actually would have never thought of putting any of this stuff in Rookie Rush at all. Trump Sword definitely makes a lot of sense though, because I know playing it for 7 can be painful at the best of times, but it might actually just be the difference between you winning and losing as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, like if you come against another rookie rush deck and you play Trump Sword, you've basically nearly given them the game because you give them so much memory.
Yeah. Whereas if you're going against like a green deck, you could take down their Grand Quagamon or their Nidhoggmons. Anything like that is just gone, which is lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Or just like get rid of any kind of level 6 with green or yellow before they go into Chaos Mon and wipe your board.
Yes. Chaos.
Yeah.
Bane of my existence.
Yeah. Great card to play, not a great card to play against. Only have 4 cards left anyway, so last purple options card is Nailbone. So I play this just because I have the Black Gatomon in the deck as well, so if they end up in the trash, at least I can pay 7 costs and I can bring out the champion and one of the rookies that's in the trash. So the Black Gatomon, there's 4 in the deck, so one of them will probably eventually end up in there anyway, so at least if you have this in hand and you have a couple of rookies in there too, you can just whack it out to at least get 2 in the field to try and get something if you're stuck.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I love that card. Sorry, whacking my mic, deafening everyone. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense having that in the deck because it is just too, I would say too free, but it's not exactly free, but it's free if it's in your securities.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's like playing them for their normal cost, except like if you don't have them in your hand, you can get 2 out at the same time rather than just 1.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the green options card, so essentially nearly doing the same thing, but when they're in security, we have Needle Spray and Flower Cannon. Just to kind of have them there to, you know, when you have your Lymon or your Ruramon out in the field, or your Flymon,
Yes.
just being able to whack them out to kind of suspend your opponent's lower level Digimon to try and get over them, or suspend your opponent's blockers if you're playing against, you know, black or yellow and they have a Unimon in the field or something like that.
Yep.
Just to try and get around them because they're just handy little green cards, and it's also handy if you're playing them against green. They're not a big fan of that. And then last card, just Matashita. So just being able to obviously bring back a Digimon or an options card into my hand when I play it, but then starting with 3 memory, which with Rookie Rush basically allows you to do at least something every turn.
Wonderful. So that's a really solid deck list. And is there anything that you're thinking apart from the Puppetmon having 4 instead of the Magnetramon? Is there anything else that you think you would change in the deck? Like, would you play more Mash just to try and get more memory, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was thinking of like maybe running 2 mats and then maybe running another Pulsemon, just to be able to get that draw, or at least Pulsemon. Then, if you have less than 3 security, he becomes kind of like a 2-cost rookie anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only changes I'd make now. But I think like I could change my mind again next week and like want to change the whole thing. So.
All right, and you've been kind of like testing this every week, and have you been changing it week by week as well, based on how it plays, or is there any kind of way that you think about changing it?
I've been changing it kind of throughout the times I've been playing, so it's kind of like deck testing it kind of every second day, and then obviously in locals. One of the main things was I used to run like an absolute ton of those security Digimon because I thought a lot more of them would end up in security, but I don't think the ratios worked out that way.
Yeah.
So I reduced them and I started putting in a lot more options cards, putting in the likes of Trump Sword and the Nailbone and stuff like that, just to try and spice it up a bit rather than, because it was kind of a bit bland and it didn't really move too fast the first few times I played it. So I was just trying to, like, you know, add that up, and then I threw in I was running as well just to have that little bit extra for the green.
Yeah. Someone's asking, so they said they missed a bit of the deck profile, but you don't obviously run Mastamon. Is that something you would ever consider running? What does Mastamon do? I can't remember. Hold on, let me see. I don't have a Mastamon on me actually.
Yeah,
no,
let me look up
deck.
Mastamon. I can't remember off the top of my head. I used to run Mastamon in yellow a long time ago, but like I can't even remember what he does. Let me Google it here. It
drops top security. Yeah, it drops top security, and then it can resurrect a Digimon from the trash, and is a level 4 or lower, purple or yellow. Okay.
Yeah, like I think it'd definitely be interesting because like you could bring back obviously all the purples, like the little kind of your Labramons or your Tapermons, and get their effects.
Yeah.
But then even being able to bring back the likes of like Pulsemon and Lucemon and stuff like that, like I'd definitely try it. I have 2 Mastermons there, so I might actually, you know.
Yeah.
I could throw that in maybe later or maybe locals
Yeah, that might be an
Like, I
idea.
say this, I'd probably have to find the Masterman in like a giant box of cards. Yeah,
I'd have
I
to
think
steal
we
it
have
off my
them here.
housemate before I do that. All right. Well, that's it for the deck profile anyway. We're actually going to get into some games as well, so you guys will see some games.